Now, with the weather intensifying and another red flag warning being issued for the Los Angeles area, which is just basically saying that the wildfire conditions are going to get a lot more intense, like extreme. There are some creators, like Disastrous History, that are talking about things not to do in the coming days or until this red flag warning subsides, just to make sure that there are no other inadvertent fire starts while this is all going on. Sup peeps, Fire Steve here, and as you can see, I'm up in Canada where we don't have a wildfire hazard at this time because there's snow on the ground. But I am a firefighter that's been deployed on some of these wildland urban interface events where we've had to do structure protection to protect buildings while there's a forest fire event going on around homes and buildings and stuff of that nature. So the critical thing to keep in mind right now is that resources are stretched thin already. You know, there's thousands of homes that have been lost, limited resources, and the last thing we need at this point in time is another fire starting. So if we can do anything to help prevent the start of any other fires, any other ignitions, we should do it. Now, this comment came up in this video. It said, don't drag chains. How could that possibly create a fire? Let's talk about it. Okay, so we got my trailer chains here. Let's clear some snow out of the way. So whether you've got pavement, asphalt, cement, whatever, these chains are too long and they're dragging all over the ground. Well, this metal is going to be exposed to friction. And once it experiences friction, it's going to heat up. And when metal heats up, the little pieces are going to start flaking off as little sparks.
The sparks underneath the truck.
Now, I know it was kind of hard to see in that video, but you can see right here, that's a little spark that's coming off a chain. Now, that's throwing little sparks off, and that could, if you're right next to, you know, a ditch with a bunch of grass, those sparks can bounce off. And if it's super dry fuel, can ignite that grass on fire. Which did happen to us a few years ago during the spring. Things were super dry. Trucker driving down the highway, his chains were dragging, and it was throwing sparks off, and it was igniting spot fires in the ditch line for 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. It was a ways before somebody could get up to him, stop the trucker and get him to fix his chains. Now that created a whole bunch of small fires, which then the fire department had to deal with. And if the conditions were a lot worse, then we're going to be experiencing much more fire growth. So a simple task like ensuring your trailer chains are secured up and not dragging on the highway as you're driving is a huge step in preventing wildfire, because if we prevent that ignition, the fire's not going to start. Now, as many of you know, the fire triangle, we need 3 things for a fire to start. We need a fuel source, we need oxygen, and we need ignition source or heat, something that's actually going to spark that fire. Well, if we eliminate one of those 3 items, well, the fire's not going to start. And especially during these extreme weather events, once you get that fire started, those winds are going to push that fire to the point where it's going to grow extensively before the fire department can get there, deal with it, especially because they've got multiple events going on all at the same time. So the smarter we can be, the things that we can do to prevent fires, that means not having bonfires, not shooting off fireworks, all that fun stuff. If you can hold off on that stuff till the weather conditions improve and these fires start getting under control, it would help the city and the citizens and everybody in that area greatly. So yeah, everybody can do their part to help with these wildfires. And as Smokey the Bear and I guess Fire Steve also says, only you can prevent forest fires or any fires, or you can prevent fires. So please do it and stay safe out there, everyone.